Hello.
Hello, friends. Today is Friday, February 7th. I'm Roberta.
And I'm Lenny.
And we are
the SABLE Stitchers.
We are extra excited to be here with you today because we want to say a big thank you to all of you.
Thank you.
As we've hit 10K subscribers.
Hey.
And that's because of all of you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing to our videos, and then just spending time with us and commenting. We just love getting to know you. Coming up at retreats, we're just excited about every aspect of it, and we're just so glad to.
We love to share with you guys,
Yes.
and we love to have you share with us. And I feel like there's so many of you I'm getting to know better, and we're making friends and connecting.
We have special connections with all of you, I feel like. So,
yes.
And it's just interesting, no matter if you stitch smalls or reproduction samplers or, full coverage, I think we're just all really get each other and appreciate our community and our work. And it's just great to be here and sharing with you.
I know.
So.
I just love that. I watched quite a few Flosstubes this week. I haven't watched you guys that do a lot of the Hades, and I am so inspired by you guys. It's
art.
like art.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely phenomenal.
Art or engineering I
don't know.
Confetti stitching to me is one of the more difficult things to do outside of specialty stitches, I think. And how you do it when you have, I've seen some people where they have like 20 different flosses going, and
it's just fun to watch what everybody does.
It is.
It is.
Definitely. So
I wanted to mention
Jean Lee.
And I have, can I share a story about her?
Yeah, I was going to too.
Okay.
Yeah. So any of you who are part of the stitching community probably are aware that we lost our beloved Jean Lee just about a little over a week ago. And I know there's just been so many. I had to get off social media because it was just so many.
Sad.
I mean, it's lovely that there's so many tributes, but it's just hard because it just brings home our loss.
I think she just had touched so many people, and
everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Everyone who's met her or who has interacted with her has a story, and we aren't any different. So.
Yeah, I think it was my very first retreat that I went to at Quilter Station, and I've always heard about Jean Lee, but I to be honest, I hadn't even seen a picture. Oh, I thought that was Pepper. I hadn't seen I didn't even know what she looked like. Anyway, she came to Quilter Station, and I was just a new stitcher, or come back to stitching, and I went over and introduced myself, and she was just the sweetest, classiest person I've ever met. Anyway, I had bought these shirts for the retreat, and they were all cross-stitch shirts, and every day it said something new. And she asked me, she says, "Where did you get your shirts?" And I said, Amazon. And so we just chatted for a little bit, and she was just very conversationalist. Anyway, she pulled me down. She pulled me down to her, and she gave me a kiss on the cheek.
Aww.
And it's like, we didn't know each other, but we had this, you can't help but have this instant connection with her. And it was just, and I was just so touched by that. And then one night we decided, or a group of us had decided to stitch downstairs, but we were all going to wear our jammies. And so here comes Jean. She has this beautiful silver hair, and her makeup is always impeccable. She had on this black cashmere pajamas and these satin shoes, and I come down with my, shirt and pants. But anyway, I said, she just looked classy in her jammies. So anyway, it was such a special moment, and she didn't know me, and I had just met her, and gosh, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think she ever met a stranger.
I don't think so.
Especially if you were a stitcher. And my memory was 2024 was the first year I went to Sampler Symposium. I'm very sad I didn't get to it earlier, but between working and, just not knowing a lot about how to get into retreats at the time, I was fortunate to get in and go in 2024. And after the day the event ended, I was at the hotel, and they had limited shuttles going to the airport, and so I was asking if I could get a ride on the shuttle to the airport, and I had asked at the front desk, And they said, well, he's right over there. He's going to take a group somewhere right now. So, go check with him. So I went over and I checked, and Jean Lee was there. And he's like, well, I'm going to take this group out to lunch, and then I can take you afterwards. And so it was Jean Lee and Mary Cox and her assistant and Janice from Traditional Stitchers and her friend. And Jean Lee says, oh, well, we're going to lunch. You want to go with us? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't want to intrude. This is, And she's like, no, come, you should come. And so I was so touched to be able to go out to lunch with them, and just everyone was just wonderful and welcoming, and had a really nice talk with Mary Cox's assistant, and got to share with them on the shuttle ride kind of the funny story about I originally checked into the wrong Hilton, and I had friends who were going to pick me up and we were going to go see Vicki Jeanette's house, and I said I'm in room like 236, and they knocked on the door at the right Hilton, and Mary Cox's assistant answers the door, and they're surprised, and everyone was surprised. So I got to share the story about why that happened, the behind the scenes thing, because I had the same room number but in the wrong Hilton. So they all got a kick out of that. But yeah, that's just how she was. She was so inclusive.
And we did get to have dinner with her that Quilter Station retreat.
Yes.
We'd all had gone out to dinner, and it was just, I don't know.
She was just always welcoming and down to earth.
I bet she's up there in heaven. Angels are stitching on 56.
That's
I just know it.
Yeah, that's and I think one of the tributes I saw by Karen Lynch said it best, that she changed people's lives.
She did.
Whether you met her or just her influence is going to always be felt, and I think throughout our community. So we just wanted
a loss, but yet a wonderful memory. So,
yes. So
anyway,
we just wanted to start with that. Let's see. Oh, I just have and then I have a technical announcement. So our last video, I had some people comment that they thought there was something wrong with their TV because there were times where the screen went blank. Well, that was me. As I had mentioned in our last video, we had started to have computer issues. When I was uploading the video, I would be able to edit for 10 minutes and that would crash and not come up again for an hour. So we ended up getting a new computer, and it took my husband a couple of days to get everything set up and running. And although he's retired, he's still doing consulting work, and he had a consulting job to do. So I bopped on. He had gone to run an errand or something, and so I bopped on, and I was trying to get editing and get it uploaded as quickly as possible. And so I was maybe a little sloppy, and that's why you had some blank spaces on your TV screen. So sorry about that, and I will try to do better. But it was just kind of
it was a frustrating week for the guru over here.
But anyway, so we usually like to start with a little bit of update.
Well, I don't know if you can see my shirt. Defy Gravity, Wicked. Oh my gosh. I know people have talked about that. We're probably one of the last people in the world to get to see this movie. I'd seen the play on Chicago and here in Kansas City, and I got this shirt. It is the most magical movie I have ever seen. And on top of that, we had the theater, because we waited so long to see it, we had the theater all to ourselves. I told Ike we could make out if you want to. So he was interested in the movie. I guess 53 years is enough making out. I don't know. But
popcorn in the movie.
I know, popcorn in the movie. And anyway, it was wonderful. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
And that was only part one.
I know, and I can't wait. I can't wait for part two. The singing is just, this isn't a joke. This is really, this is true. Everybody knows me as Lenny. Well, my real name is Linda. So I say, I can use Galinda. I even wore my longer earrings. So Linda. But Linda. But anyway, little story. I met Ike in college, and I just went to a small Catholic junior college, and I wanted to be a flight attendant. That was I've been wanting to do that my whole life. But I wanted to travel international, of course, and so I was going to major in language, and I was taking a French class. Well, I bet in 1951 there must be 10 million Lindas out there, because 6 of them were in my class out of 12. So I had shortened my name just to Lynn, and then I met Ike, and he changed it to Linny. So that's kind of how I got my name.
Oh, that's funny.
I say not too many people. My high school friends call me Linda, but anyone post high school, it's Lenny, and I prefer Lenny. But if somebody makes me mad, I say, don't make me use my Linda voice, because it's different. But anyway, so that was my defy. Go see it. I can't say anything more than that. A little bit about my boys. My Luke is a swimmer, and he qualified for state, winning first place in his meet for, what do you do, freestyle. And then his team came in first place to do relay medley. So they're going to state. And Grant, he had a business class, and they had to make a presentation and sell something, and then they had monopoly money to buy it. And so he came in first. He sold ducks. As a lot of you know, if you see the Jeeps around, if you get ducked, then it's a good thing. So a lot of people have a lot of ducks. So he was so proud of himself that he won first place. And Wyatt came in third place in gymnastics meet in Wichita. And he's just moved up to a new level. So he's in 9th level now. And so a little bit tougher than his 8th, 8 level or whatever. And so he came home with his jewelry. And poor Mason, he went back to school, get to classes, wasn't in Manhattan for 2 hours, went to the parking lot at the grocery store to get groceries, and a girl backed into him and just really messed up his truck. So, college life, that's the way it goes. So that's my boys, and I guess that's it. Got put a needle in a lot of things this week, so I'm anxious to share with you.
Yes, I have a lot of whips to share too, and I'll do a brief update at the end of this video. Stay tuned, because I think we're going to do a celebration of our 10K. We're excited to return some of the gratitude to you all. So please hang on for that. And I will also talk about retreats, but I do want to get into stitching. But I will just mention that I have
my poor girl,
a new accessory. My foot fell asleep when I was sitting at the kitchen counter yesterday, and I stood up and took one step and heard something pop, and so ended up with a dancer's break, which sounds really good. I hope
she was doing her ballerina moves.
Sounds really exotic. It was not that exotic, but they were impressed in the emergency room that I brought my stitching with me, that I came prepared, because you always have to hang
there
out
for hours.
So I will probably be in a boot and recovering for about 8 weeks, which isn't ideal, but it could be worse. And I just know a lot of you have gone through it as well. So,
well, we'll call her hop along.
Yeah, I guess, there's no good time to do it, but it would be worse in the summer when you want to get out and work in the yard and do things, I think. So
that's true.
So anyway, that's what's new with me, but we'll
take care of her. We'll take care of her.
Did you want to show your book of days? Or?
Yes, I have my book of days. I had so much fun in January. I did start 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. I don't think I numbered that. Yeah, 5. I started 5 new projects and worked on a WIPGO. I worked on one WIPGO for 6 days instead of 3 and 3 like my plan because I still didn't find my floss for Yuletide welcome. And I mean, I told you before it was in timeout, but I really didn't mean for it to be in timeout for the whole month. So I'll pick it up and hopefully kind of catch up on it throughout the February or whenever I want to. So real excited about that. And then February, again, stitching every day. They called new numbers. Our new numbers are 7 and 8. And my 7 is Another Blackbird Merry Christmas and Baby It's Cold Outside. So I have worked on 3 days on my Blackbird. I'm getting so close to being done. I don't want to stop now, but I'll probably pick it back up again later on in the month and then put some time on Baby It's Cold Outside. And I did finish one. I left it on the table, so you'll see it next time.
And then I am using just kind of a planner that I got overseas and in Great Britain.
I love it.
And so my daily is where I keep track of my stitching. So that was, I think, the last week in January. And I am using sticker sets from Sadie Stickers. They have different options that you can pick. And so when they come in these little packages like this. They're all kind of color coordinated, so they're a lot of fun. This is like my overview. On my overview calendar, I will write just birthdays, appointments, just an overview of what's going on that month. But then I keep track of my stitching on the weekly days. So switch to
That's a
pink
nice
for
book.
February, and yeah, and so I've really been enjoying it. And then I've always been a list keeper. And so I've started also making my weekly to-do lists and then checking them off. And I feel like it's helped me to be a little more productive.
Yeah.
That always is a good feeling. I mean, I was one of those that when I was working, I would write things down so I could check them off. Oh, I did that. I'm going to write that down because it does make you feel, it does make you see that you have sometimes the days can fly by and you're like, well, where did the time go? And this helps you see, oh, well, I did get this, and this done. So that's good. And then I'm also like things that are important to me, things I'm trying to do, like trying to exercise regularly. And my Fitbit will be telling me, oh, you should aim for this cardio load today. And so my sister asked me yesterday, is your Fitbit nagging you yet? Because it'll be like, you've been under practice there, underperforming. So anyway, that's been a lot of fun.
Roberta.
Oh, and then I wanted to ask, since this is from England, it has the last day of February, I think, is called St. David's Day. So please tell me, what is St. David's Day? That is not something we celebrate here, and I have not heard of that.
Oh, don't tell my
before.
brother. His name's David.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually March 1st is St. David's Day, so that's coming up. So let me know what that holiday is.
He'll want a present.
Okay. All right.
All right. We're ready for stitching.
Her finishes. You have finishes.
Oh, gosh. Yes, I do have a few finishes. I'll start off with my hello there. I was going to take a dust mat too. To my February. I got my February done.
That's so cute.
And I just love the buttons on the back. And I did use a velveteen, red velveteen. I used a wider. I'm not real good at, Rick-rack. I like to say it. But anyway, I glued it down to set it for me, and then I just sewed the humps. Is that what you call them? The curves.
Bumps, or bumps, whatever.
So, and then a key to my heart.
Aww.
So, that's one finish. And I did get my snowy owl finished. I used this board, and I just used some little pom-poms on the bottom because I think it needed something down here. And this is actually a doorknob from
That's a great idea.
Hobby Lobby. And I just took the screw off the back and glued on the owl. So it has a little hanging down. And I was trying to find some green, and I didn't find any right away. So anyway, I'm going to add a little greenery to it. Not much, but that was my second finish. And then, I got back from Hobby Lobby one of my blackbirds. I'm working on another Merry Christmas, but this is one of them. And it just, that green frame, I don't know if you can.
Sorry, I'm hitting our microphone.
The green frame just sets off those trees beautifully. And they did a great job. And I just couldn't be happier with it. I did not put glass on it. But
I don't usually, especially on season, unless it's somewhere where it could get splashed or something.
it depends on what I'm working on. Like my Feast of Friendship, when I get that framed, I will probably put glass on that just because I might want to keep that out all the time. So after dusting my house this past week, I probably should put glass on everything. Gosh, it's dusty at my house. We have the airport not too far from us, and boy, it just swirls everything up. Anyway, I just love it, and I love the green frame. So, okay, those are my finishes.
I have a couple of small finishes. They're not seasonal, but this was part of my WIPGO in January. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I did finish this little Bon Appetit motif. This is from, it's packaged differently now. This is a needlework press release called Lone Eagle Sampler, and I got this at Boxwood Street at Country Sampler, and so we got a special kit with smalls in it. Then these smalls were taken from the motifs, and then we got the things to finish the supplies to finish the smalls, and these were taken from motifs in the sampler. So the sampler is available. I have not picked up the sampler, but I don't know if they include finishing instructions for those two little pieces there or not. But that was an exclusive for Boxwood Street. So I did finish the little kind of a little pocket, and so the ticking was ticking, and then these little pom-pom trims were something that we received at the retreat. We got those cute little buttons at the retreat. I just braided some of the floss to make a little tie, and then it has a little pocket here where you can keep like needles. So that was one. I'm still working on this finish. This is like a pin disc, and so you stitch it, you cut out a little piece of cardboard, and then I drew it, or I laced it on the back, and then we also received that finishing fabric, laced that on another piece of cardboard. I glued them together. I put them under a stack of books, and then this morning my husband, and this took me like all evening to do these two things yesterday. My husband helped me make some cording this morning, and so I will wrap the cording around here and make a little loop. So I'll show this finished next time. Make a little loop with the cording, and when I do the cording, I like hand stitching things. I'll stitch through it, and I will pull these probably a little closer together as I stitch through it, so there's not going to be such a big gap there, so it will be a little smoother looking. And then we receive some little antique buttons to hang off the bottom.
That is so cute.
So that will be fun.
Great finish.
So I will work on that this evening probably.
Okay.
You have any jokes?
Oh, I do. When you're at the buffet and someone is holding up the line at your Super Bowl party, someone is holding up the line at the salsa table, tell them to pick up the pace. Sorry. Dun-dun.
Pace is a brand of salsa. If you
don't know, it's on the commercials.
Yeah. So I worked some more on my stitchery piece, this little Christmas tree. I am so enjoying doing this. It's just so much fun. Just reminds me of when I was younger and used to do a lot more of these.
Look at that beautiful tree.
It's time consuming to do all those little fronds, so I'm trying to do a couple of strands of floss every day to make some progress on it, and I love it, and I love how it's turning out, and I'm so excited, looking forward to getting down to doing the stockings, our little satin stitch The star is a satin stitch. This is on a very, very nice quality linen. And yeah, I am just having a blast with that.
I want to get back to my embroidery. I actually,
And then
this is
here's the floss card.
I'm so sorry.
I just thought, well, I better show my floss card because it's so pretty.
Sorry. I have such a fancy WIPGO board here, and then
That works. I mean, a lot of them are hand drawn.
so anyway, so I marked my Januaries and Februaries. I don't, like I said, this is the first year that I've done this, and so I don't want to cross them out because I'm going to continue working on them throughout the year because they're not done. If they do get done, I will cross them out. I think that's how it's supposed to work. So anyway, I did work on all 4 of them so far.
Well, it's early and it's only the first week, so that's good.
I know, I really feel good except for my Yuletide, and I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
gonna, now that I've found the floss, I can get back to that. I did want to share, some of you have seen this. I'm taking down all my winter decor, and when I took this down today, I wanted to bring it to share. So see, I defy gravity. Yay! Oh, so good. This was, boy, I can't tell you what pattern it is. I can't tell you the fabric that I used.
Those colors are great.
It was not a kit, but the fabrics came in together, and so I purchased the fabrics.
It's like a jelly roll or layer cake or
Fat quarters, I think it came
Okay.
in. But anyway,
Those are
it's
so
one of these
pretty.
little houses. I think I said before. There's 13 pieces in one block of the house, but I think that took forever. I love the fabric. I did hand quilt it, and
Oh my.
so it's all hand quilted. I just did a crosshatch there on the big, and then they're quilted around all the little windows and all those stuff there.
So pretty.
So it hangs on our wall, and I just love it.
Hey, why are you taking it down? I just heard February is supposed to be a snowy month.
I
for
know. Well, when you see my haul,
Oh.
I'm getting prepared for the next Snowmageddon.
us. Okay. Yes.
I want to get up some of my Valentines and back to ordinary times that I like to decorate with. So
Yeah, that's the bad thing is my stitching is all downstairs. So when we were getting ready to go to the ER yesterday, and I had to try to direct my
I have
husband,
a broken foot, but would you
have-
go down and get my stitching?
Yeah, can you get- and it's like I have to stand and like peek down. No, not that one. No, not that one. Go to the right. Yeah. Because you want the right things to have. So this was my piece that I was stitching in the ER. This is a 36 count, so it's a little easier to see. And then this was just a straight stitch. So I had just started on that little urn, so I asked my husband to go get that. I wasn't planning to work on this yesterday, but got a little more done on that while I was...
Were you in a lot of pain?
No, as long as I'm not moving around. I did take Tylenol this morning, but... You know, it's not bad.
I'm so sorry.
And this is, so let me just, this is Peace on Earth. My sampler's not forgotten. Poor thing. I need to put this in a nice sleeve. And this, I bought this as a kit from Country Sampler. So it's 36 count winter woolens with classic Colorworks colors. And there's not a big variety of colors, but yep, it's been a lot of fun.
Here's my notes. I forgot that I had cut out a hole.
Oh.
So, hi. Mason Grant was making that collage for his business class, and he needed a cutter to fit, these ducks, because they put the ducks in a brown paper sack, but then put a little sticker. So we were trying hole punches. And I went, wait a minute, I was trying to write and go, there's a hole in there. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, and my January WIPGO was my North Pole. Oh, and I got quite a bit done on him. I'm stitching these with Vicki Clayton silks.
And you did, so 6 days on that, you said?
I spent 6 days on this.
Okay.
maybe even a little bit more, just because I didn't want to stop. And again, I still don't have a perfect way of holding my, it's working, but it's in a little jewelry, brightened, a little brightened tin. Okay, so here, I didn't iron him.
But you iron them and put them in the bag to bring them over, and it's going to probably be wrinkled again anyway.
Yeah. So I got more down on the border and more on Santa and started his. Oh, I don't need all that. This is done on 32 count bramble. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Trying to stretch the. Oh, thank you. So I got all the top of his coat, and it called for a kind of a gold, but I think it's the inside of his jacket. And so anyway, got his arms
like
in.
Fur trim or something.
Yeah. And then
staff.
Got him down to here, and then started the staff. And then I went down.
That border is really pretty.
So it was so fun to work. I didn't want to put him away either. And I am doing Lori Textilist Christmas Every Day. So if it's part of my WIPGO, then it counts. And then if not, then I do something Christmassy. So put it stitching something. So that was my North Pole. I had joined the stitch along last year, and they did have it broken down into sections. And I think I started that at first.
That's a big section there with all of that solid stitching.
So it's like, I think I started it that way. At least I started at the top and then coming down. So maybe not all that way, but whatever my 3 days will allow, plus whatever I want to. Okay.
And one of my WIPGO pieces in January was Lucy Barber. This was a traditional stitches exclusive, and they also broke it down and did a stitch along last year on this. It's a Hands Across the Sea sampler. And so I bought the kit from Traditional Stitches. It's on 46 count Tabby Cat wood smoke, and I am using what am I using?
And I'm putting everything
I'm using
away.
103s. I was looking at the back, and for 46 it was saying Soie de Gire. Oh, but you could also use 103s. Okay, yeah, I have 103s. And I keep them in floss away bags. And so that's maybe that's a little better view of some of the colors. And you know, was this the first? I think this is the first one. I tried to do the border, and I was able to outline the border first, and I loved doing it. So I think that's going to be my new thing that I want to try to do. So I got I guess I did that first on my Blessing sampler. So
pretty.
Lucy Barber. This one did not come out perfectly. I had to fudge 2 stitches. And I asked my husband if he could see where, and he was guessing like this part here. But that's actually from the original. Mine were a little harder to find, so I was pretty happy that on 46 count that came out so close to matching up at the bottom. Cute. And that was another one. You do this and then you don't want to stop.
I know.
You just get so excited. So I am loving WIPGO because
I am too.
This is something I barely touched last year. And I made that much progress. And mine was a little over 3 days too, because
and the things I put on my WIPGO, I put in an embroidery because I have that beautiful embroidery.
Yeah, you can. I love it. You can just make it your own.
And I haven't worked on it since I dissolved the lines, the pattern, accidentally. But I can bring my black light out and is that what I want? No, light box, black light. You think you're in the 60s, Lenny? But like Prairie School, Spring, My Choice, Patriotic, Fall, Christmas, a Dutch stitch, my animal crackers, bunnies, a wool project. So, I mean, I did my whole craft kind of ideas. So I'm not always doing cross stitch, but yet I can touch everything of my hobbies that I like to do. I'm going to show you this, but I did not work on it. Come to find out, my floss was in the February. Thank God it wasn't in October or something on the WIPGO calls. So it was in my February, the one called in February, and that's where my floss is. So I didn't get a chance to work on this, but I will. Strings coming out, and so I'm not any different than where I was last time.
It's looking really good on that linen. I
It
know
doesn't
you had to
look-
restart it.
Yes, but I'm glad I did, and so I'm happy with it. But my floss is now kept on the zipper side, so it won't fall out. And I'm doing this on R&R 36 count espresso with the called for floss.
Okay, this was not an intended start, but I felt I wanted to do something as a tribute to Jean Lee, and so I did already have this kitted up. Mrs. Flossie's Sampler by Amy, Mrs. Flossie. They have, I had picked this up at the attic, I believe at Sampler Symposium last year, and I am doing it on 56 count that I had picked up. So at the attic, this is 56 count Tabby Cat Pamplemousse with, someone asked me the thread and I left it downstairs. It's 103 is what I'm using for this. So that's how far I am. I think it's 2086. It's downstairs and I'm not getting around very well right now, so I'll have to, if it's not 2086, I will put it in.
I have mine too, but I haven't started it yet.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it is slow. It does be, I have a magnifier. I always wear cheaters. Probably like 2.5 is, I think, what my doctor said I probably needed to use. And I have a magnifier, but I don't want to always look through a magnifier because that makes me dependent on it then. So if things look off, then I'll look through my magnifier in just a short amount of time and try to get back on track as far as getting it where it needs to be. But I don't want to, so it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah. I also got the always forward, never backwards.
Oh.
So I got that one too. Okay, this is going into my February WIPGOs. And I did work on these too, so I'm just really happy. So this is the one I put in a lot. I put in 3 days, but I stitched probably most of the day. So it's kind of a muted color, but it's the other Merry Christmas.
I thought you were getting pretty close to being done.
Oh, I when you see it, I really.
Oh yeah.
So I got a lot done on this bed sheet. So I am all the way down to here. I just have 2 more flowers to put on this side, 2 trees, and then the bottom border that goes underneath it. And then I don't think, well, yeah, I got to that side on the border too. So I was only at the Merry Christmas, so I feel like I got a lot done on this in 6 days. Mm-hmm. Well, really probably 4.5. But no, I think I did work 6 days on this. So anyway, I love this, and I'm so close to being done that I put it away last night, and it's like to bring it here, and it's like, no, it's over. So, and I'm doing this one. I did not mark. So, but I'm almost positive this is 28 Legacy. I'm almost positive, and called for colors, variegated. Okay.
Okay, my first piece that was called for WIPGO in February is Mrs. Campbell. I had started this on our anniversary in 2023 and basically had not touched it. And then when I picked it up, I realized there was a mistake in the chart. And let's see if I can show just a little peek to show you where it was.
Oh, I think I found one too.
I just want to show you this. So, has this border is labeled to be kind of this red, burgundy red color. And if you look at the pattern, so I was looking at the pattern, I thought, oh no, that outside border is not a burgundy red. So I went to Nicola's website, the Hands Across the Sea website. Actually, I Googled Mrs. Campbell's sampler corrections, and there were, so that was incorrectly charted for the color. And then there were two other places where I printed out a mistake, and then I just taped it in the book. So basically this was a restart, and I was going to pick out what I had done before. This is where I had started before, and this is 46 count, so it's very hard to pick that out.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So I have restarted. This was 2 days. I did 2 days of work, and then I was going to work on it last night, and I ended up working on finishing those needle books. So I'm going to go back, and I am anxious to get started on those heart-shaped flowers, multicolored flowers.
I think once you get going on those, I mean, I think it will show.
I think that'll be really exciting.
Yeah.
And this is on 40 count graham cracker. I thought it was 46 count. Maybe it's just a stitch that makes it seem harder on that. This one I'm also doing in the silks. This is a Versois. And so I have all these beautiful silks. So this is...
Oh, there's my scissors.
This is what
I'm looking all over for those.
I originally was stitching the border on, and it was supposed to be, there's like a dark greenish color. So it's actually kind of a blue-green. So anyway, that's another one. I'm so happy to have touched it this year. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I mean, everything you work on is beautiful, but it's just kind of fun to not let these things just languish on the shelf for a whole year.
And this is on my February WIPGO, and I haven't got to it yet because I've been working on the Christmas one. So, but now I'm ready to get started on it. So this is my Baby It's Cold Outside. And one of our viewers had sent in a picture to me. She did her house in a blue.
Oh, I've seen those.
Oh, and it
looks
is
nice,
so
doesn't it?
pretty. I mean, so
I considered doing that.
I guess I didn't, but after seeing that, it is really. It looks like it's cold and it looks cold and wintry and snowy. I really like it. So you did a great job. Thank you for sharing that. So I haven't done anything different than what I showed you the last time, but it's going to look a lot different the next time that we get together. Okay. I love this.
And I am doing Fall Fridays, but I'm not a stickler about that because I don't remember what I was doing last Friday, but I didn't get to stitch on my fall piece, so I took it to Stitch Club and worked on it there, and I decided to go back to working on the Halloween Sampler by Teresa Kogut. And because it's my new passion, I just worked on, and being at Stitch Group and chatting and eating and doing all the things we do at Stitch Group, I started working on my border. And this is on 40 count needle and flax Andorra with the called for overdyes. And that was a lot of fun.
And then it was so cold outside that I just said,
It got cold again, yeah.
I got to think spring because I was freezing. It was so cold. So I brought out.
How cold was it, Linny?
It was so cold. I don't know. I can't think of anything. But anyway, I brought out Patriotic because.
Oh yeah.
And a bunny, and of course you can't really tell what it looks like. But this is the one I brought. I kitted both of these because I didn't know which one I wanted to do. But I started this one. flag
That's a
farm.
lot of flags.
Well, it's flag farm.
Okay.
They're growing a lot of flags there, and that's the big barn too. But and one little bunny, and then the other one is Patriotic. But I didn't have one of the colors, so
that one's really cute. I
Patriotic
love that one. Those
Parade.
little pinwheels are adorable.
Aren't they cute? So I kitted both of those. So, but the flag farm is the one that I started, and what's the top? And this is all I got done. So that is the top of the barn, and then the flagpole starts to come out. So I wanted to get one flag in.
So that reminds me, one of our viewers had asked about. She's someone like a lot of us. She had been away from cross stitch, got back to it, and she said, back when I started, everyone started in the middle, and so she said it doesn't look like people do that now. And I usually start at the lower left corner. I know a lot of people start at upper left, upper right.
Upper right.
I am left-handed. I don't know if that's why I tend to do it like that, but a lot of times it's kind of, there's some, a lot of times the upper part might be like an alphabet, the lower part might be more solid stitching or grass or something like that. So I don't know if that's why I want to get to that first, but now I'm going to be a border starter person. But you started that it's not exactly in the middle, but why did you choose
Let me
to
think
do
why
that?
I did that. I think because I wasn't sure about the fabric.
So you wanted
I'm
to
pretty.
see how
I'm pretty sure it will fit. I measured it. It says it will fit, but that's why I started in the middle.
Okay.
I'm usually a right. I'm usually a right starter, so usually over here. But sometimes, especially when it's usually my pieces are bigger than this, and I just wanted to make sure that it was centered enough. So that's why I started in the middle. So. And I'm not normally a middle starter.
Well, and one other reason you might want to do something like that, if there's certain colors you're not sure are going to work, I mean, I guess you could just do a few test pieces like what would be in the part that would be covered by the frame and check that out.
True. Because these flags are very close to the side. So, I mean, if I started on the side, I could move that in enough, but then I don't know. I just wanted to make sure this one was centered. Probably will do the same. This is the color, but it is, well, I guess that's the same size. So this is...
Is it the same count?
32. No, I think this is a... See, it didn't have a name on it. It was one of those... this one's 32.
Mystery linens.
It might be 32.
Okay.
So, but because it had... I could measure this one because I knew exactly what it was. So, and that will be, and I picked that one because I thought that was pretty close to the background.
Mm-hmm.
So
that looks good.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a khaki. Looks good with a lot of the patriotic things.
So, and then I checked did toss floss and everything looks good on it. So that's like, okay, you're going to warm up today. And you know what? The next day it was close to 56 degrees.
It was nice last weekend. I got out and went for a walk. It was but I got that in.
So you got that in beforehand.
This week. So, this was my blessing sampler now, my New Year, New Start sampler, Lavinia Pier by Needlework Press. We got this at Sampler Symposium last year. I don't know. I haven't seen what Needlework Press is coming out for Nashville this
Have you
year.
seen some of the new?
Some of them, yeah. There's some pretty ones.
There are
again.
some pretty ones.
Trying to think.
Because I was trying to use
Stitcher or someone. I forget.
I was trying
Sampler, something. Anyway.
But I was just trying to like, okay, use your whips, kit them up, and that's my haul. It's going to be my whips kitted up. But it's just like, you can't buy it. You can't buy it.
I know.
You don't need it, but I want it. And I probably will. So, there. Because I can.
Well, and
I'm a
it's
grown
always,
up.
when we go visit shops, too, you're going to want to buy something, some memento when we visit shops.
Oh,
so I
you know
always
it.
say that's a nice time to do that, too. So anyway, I think the only thing I got done since our last video was I did the bird, got one bird done, and he was a little tricky. tricky little bird to do, but I thought I'd get all the wording done by the end of January, but other things popped up, or just, I didn't want to just dedicate all January to that and not keep up with the assignments I'm doing for other stitches, not do WIPGO. So it's and then I also want to keep plugging away at some fall and Christmas designs. So
Yep, that's what I said.
that was my priority as opposed to.
Yeah, I'm not sticking with exactly WIPGO. I put my needle in a lot of things. Another one was Amish Country, which I've kind of got back into this again. And I got a little bit done on it, not a whole lot, but again, I had misplaced my floss, but I found them a lot sooner. So I'm going to be a whole lot better. You should see my craft room right now. I took everything off the shelves, and everything's off the shelves and then in the middle of the floor. So, but I'm only putting things back on the shelf that I need. And I have a lot of empty drawers. I have a new shelf that I got at Hobby Lobby that has like 6 empty drawers in it that I could put loose things in there. So I need to get organized again. All right, so just got a little bit done on this. I started working in the middle. Got the barn, top of the roof of the barn, one of the silos, just at this very, very top up there. So this is going to be because those quilts look kind of intense, and the bottom looks intense, but I just love
pretty.
this.
Those are going to be so pretty when you get to those. I can't
wait. This is going to be one that will be a big piece, and it's 30. But I say 36 iconic.
That's really pretty.
But it matches. This was Newcastle. Couldn't find that. So, but I think this.
I like it.
I think this is very, very close to that.
And the pictures are so inaccurate compared to.
And it's DMC, but a lot of colors. But I love this. All right.
One of my assignments is Winter Moon. I'm trying to stitch this, keep up with Annie B's and Kay, and they're all way, way ahead of me. But I didn't even have it kitted, but when they said they were going to start this for Annie's birthday, I thought, I need to do that. So I am doing this. I got this as a kit from Country Sampler. This is on Fox and Rabbit Saltbush, which looks different. Someone else was showing something on Saltbush, and it looked way different than this, but this is what mine's very gray. And so I started the bottom of the house. I outlined the tree because I wanted to get a little feel of how the tree was going to look on this. And I worked some more on the friendship quilt pattern on the bottom. I love this. I am so enjoying working on that.
Starting to come together a little bit.
Well, when you get some of the other components in the tree, I think that really helps.
Yep.
But
a lot of bricks in there too.
There is.
Did you bring this one? Your piece of friendship?
I'm gonna have to go. Crawl down. I did want to get it.
Do you want me to go get it for you?
Where is it?
Okay. Back. Quick change, artist. You know what this weekend is.
Oh my goodness.
Nervous.
It's always a nerve-wracking
game. It's
game.
going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game.
I'm sure it will.
I hope.
I just stitch and just keep my head down and stitch and try to.
I have my blood pressure cuff right next to me just to kind of keep an eye on. I was like, okay, you need to get up and move around. Okay.
Right.
Roberta and I are both working on our Feast of Friendship. I did get a chance to work on it a little bit. I think I told you the last time I did take out the urn. I just was having so much trouble with it. I also found I had made a mistake along with that slub that was in there. So I'm doing everything but the urn. I'm going to go back. Oh, we just had a cookie. Oh, wait. Hope I don't have any chocolate in my teeth. Anyway, so our Feast of Friendship. And I did work a little bit on the border. Got it straightened out. So there I am. So I got the border all the top and then made it match at the bottom, and it matches on this side too. Does it have a border on the bottom? No, it does not.
No.
Okay, so I will fill in the rest of the border, and then I'll go back to where the urn and the fruit and vegetables are. So now it's not in timeout anymore. Now I can actually work on it and be really careful.
Okay. And someone had asked about this. Merritt Crawford had come up with a breakdown for stitching it, and she gave me permission to share it, and she's also willing to send a PDF if you'd rather get it in that form. So if that's something you want to know, a breakdown of how we're stitching it, you can take a screenshot of that. But here is my progress on Feast of Friendship.
Oh, you're catching up with me.
Our goal, I think, in January was to stitch the left border and these little acorns. I've gone ahead and stitched the right border. I've done most of the little leaves and the
Look how little yours is.
And now for February, we're supposed to stitch the cartouche and the pumpkin. So maybe I'll work on that today since it's Fall Friday.
There you go. You're really moving along.
See, what am I stitching this on? I am stitching this on 40 count Fox and Rabbit dirt track with the called for colors. So that's a lot of fun. That is so fun, and it's so. Whenever I see someone has it framed in the background,
I know it.
So
I can't wait to. I can't wait to get it done.
All right.
I have one more whip to share, which isn't cross stitch. It's part of my wool project that I'm working on. Oh,
I'm done. Okay. I'm just trying to.
It is.
Here, so.
I've got to be really careful because they didn't glue on real good. So I've got January and February. January, I have a lot of it sewed, so it's doing pretty good. So there's my January, and the back of it is
Happy little snowflakes.
oh, so this is the back fabric that it came with, and you just you sew it flat. So after it's all done and size it, and then it clips on that barn that I showed you the last time.
And did someone say they're out of the barns?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to get any more in, but they're out of the barns. My February.
I would think since the year's just starting, you would think.
I would think that they would order some more. But these little hearts, I glued them down with a glue stick, but I don't know if they'll stay on here. Can you see? There, real fast. Okay. So that's February. It did stay on. And then it has some embroidery to do. Love grows here, and then the little hearts underneath the truck all have little stem stitches, and so. And then I won't do these. I'm not going to do these until I really know what I'm doing, so I don't mess them up. They're decoupage little wooden blocks. So, all right. So that's mine. And I noticed my March is on its way. I was hoping it'd be here before now, but it wasn't. And I did show you my December. I have it all cut up. I just need to put it on the board. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, are my whips.
Okay. I just wanted to mention a few upcoming retreats, and since we do have a lot of people who are new here, I wanted to mention the website. And one of our goals in starting Flosstubes is if you know our history, Linny and I got to really know each other at a retreat, the cross-stitch extravaganza that Linny was mentioning, where we also met Jean Lee and went out to dinner with her and things. And so retreats have been a fun part of being part of this community. And when I watched Flosstubes, I used to always hear people say, how do people find out about these retreats? And the good news is it seems like there are more and more cropping up. The bad news is a lot of them are concurrent or really close to each other. So
yeah. And I know some that just go back to back to back to back. And
there's a lot. There are people that do attend a lot. And there another good thing is they are all over. Seems like they're all over the country, overseas. So hopefully, if you're interested in going, there's one that would be near you. And one of the ways we wanted to get that news out is by starting a website. And so my husband helped us to design and launch a website several years ago now. And when we started, it was just me. So it is the SABLE Stitcher singular.net. And I will put up the home page here, a screenshot of the home page. And when you go to the home page, if you are looking for retreat listings, there's a tab where you can click on for events. And then you can search the events. You can search by state. You can search by month. If you know part of the name, you can search by name. I know about some of these retreats. I depend on viewers and people organizing retreats to give me information to try to make this as complete as possible. I do not register people for events. Some retreats, if there is a link where I can put a link in to go directly to registration, I'll include that. Some of them you have to call, some you have to go to a Facebook group to register. But I do as much as I can to give you a little overview of the retreat, the cost, the designers, if there's designers, what's included, all those kinds of details. And if you want to know more, if there's a link to a website where you can learn more or a number, something like that, I will give that information. But I wanted to let you know about 3 upcoming retreats that I know about that still have openings. One of them is the Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. Their summer stitch camp runs June 5th to 7th. They have 3 designers this year, Needlework Press, Stacy Nash, and Kathleen Littleton. It's still open, so hurry up if you're interested in registering for that retreat, because that one typically fills really quickly. And the cost for that is $775. I don't have that on my website because it usually fills up so quickly, but go to theirs, countrysamplersg.com to register for the retreat. You go to What's New, their What's New tab or their What's New section, and the first thing that comes up will be the retreat and how to register and put in your deposit for that. Second one I wanted to mention, EGA, or Embroidery Guild of America, is having a retreat in November in Texas. It runs November 15th at 8 a.m. through the 16th at 5 p.m. So it's a 2-day retreat. And the information I have is it's actually a whole weekend sponsored by the EGA. It features these 2 full days of classes with Sylvia Stecker of Running with Scissors and Needle and Scissors, and Running with Scissors and Thread?
Scissors, needles.
Okay.
I think.
She's running with scissors. Something. She's very talented. I'm doing the Mary Frosh sampler with the Tudor Rose Guild. So Sylvia Stecker and Becky Nolan of Lucy Beam. The cost of the retreat includes full kits for each class, which are valued at $300, lunch on each day, swag celebrating Sampler U. It's called Sampler U. Real-time registration, so you'd find out right away if you were able to, if your registration was successful. Otherwise there's no waiting list right now. And they will have pop-up shops and exhibits. And it says this is, so you don't have to be an EGA member to sign up for this retreat, but the cost is $650 for EGA members, $725 for non-members, and it's $55 a year to join the EGA. So you'd be better off if you just join the EGA, and then you get their newsletter and information about classes and all that's going on with that guild. And then finally, the Stitchery Nook in Osage, Iowa is hosting a retreat featuring designer Carolyn Manning. And they also are going to have a drum finishing class on Friday. So registration just opened. Cost is very reasonable, $250. There's gifts for each attendees, door prizes, dinner on Friday night, Saturday lunch, snacks and water. And then have the Stitchery Nook has a retreat center that has limited availability for rooms, and then they also list a nearby hotel. So that is on the website, and let's see, I didn't say when that was. Well, that would be helpful to know. I believe it's in September, and I'm sorry I don't have the dates. I'll try to scroll the dates here. So those are 3 upcoming retreats. There's also one Stitch Basel that's on my website. That is just, there's not a designer. It's just a stitch, not just, but it is a stitching get together in Basel, Switzerland. That one is also on my website. So if you are in the area, check that one out. It sounds like that would be a lot of fun and a very beautiful area.
Very beautiful views.
All right. So,
okay.
Stash? Stash accumulation, or
yeah, and then
I don't have very much.
I have some Valentines. I have some Valentine themed patterns.
Oh, okay, that's right. Sorry.
And then, should we do a Happy Mail?
Sure.
We got some wonderful Happy Mail, and we want to thank the happiest stitchers on earth. Christy and Susie. And Susie, my heart and prayers go out to you. I know you've had a very rough week, so just know that we're thinking of you. But they sent us these beautiful bags and little pouches
Goodness.
with little happies in them, and a homemade card, and
very pretty card.
Little fun things, stickers, little Valentines. I'm going to put these in my book of days, and little
Beautiful.
project cards. Got a
Little needle minder. With bling.
And
Pretty
it's just
counting pins. So thank you. Like yesterday
thank
was
you.
kind of a rough day. So when Lenny mentioned this really
I
kind
didn't
of
know
made
she
me
broke her foot until today, so this really was a happy meal.
Yes.
Happy meal. Happy meal.
It was came
with
at
the Happy Meal.
I always hear people say it came on
Love
a day
these
I really
colors.
needed it, and it certainly did. So thank you, ladies. We really appreciate it. And
So that was a very
wonderful.
happy
Yes.
and just a very happy moment in the day. So thank you so much, girls. We really appreciate it. All right. I just have a few Valentines. I remember showing this to you a couple of years ago that I was going to sew or stitch for our anniversary, and I still haven't decided which one I'm going to do, but I did kit them up. So this one was a Silver Creek Samplers, Counting on Love, and you can read it there. I did not get the floss for that one yet. This one I really think is the one I'm going to do. And I did kit this all up. Brenda Gervais, Forever. I just love the saying.
That is such a pretty piece.
And I really do think that's the one I'm going to choose to do for this year. So I'm going to start on that now that I've shown it.
Cute.
And just a couple of little things that I barely started that one.
I heard Forever and Ever.
Oh,
That's beautiful. I don't have this one.
so just a little heart and hand Valentine.
How cute.
Just have a bunch of little things in here. Brenda Gervais love notes.
Oh, these are cute. I've seen several people did those. Have done those. They're so cute. All of them are just adorable.
My artful offerings. I love this designer. I love her bunnies. Love is patient. Love is kind. And then another heart and hand. This is the 2020 collector's heart. Heart and hand. Big hearted tiny town. What else do I have in this little
Would you
bag
do
of
it as
goodies?
a drum, or would you do it long, do you think?
I've never done a drum, but that's one thing I'd like to learn how to do, drum and a strawberry.
So cute.
There's another heart in hand, leggy snowman. I thought that would be
I haven't seen that one.
I think it's fairly
Older.
older.
It seemed like there was like she had a leggy birds and things era.
I don't see a date on it real handy. But I thought this would be a nice transition between a snowman and Valentine's Day. So, and then I had just some print offs. So I had those. And then one I didn't even know I started until I was going through these. I started this and I am almost done with it.
Oh wow, that's always nice to come across.
I know. If that's true. Primitive Stitch.
By Shelley On. Is that her? Okay, that's AUEN. That's her business name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look at how much I got done.
Oh, Primitive Stitching.
Okay. But all I have left to do is a little bit of whatever designs on. I have some. It's called.
There
No.
are the little flowers here.
I thought it was counting the hearts, but that's not. I guess that's not it.
Count the heart. Yeah.
Count the hearts. Valentine pillow. So I just have to finish the urn, and then there's a few hearts on. But I mean, I am almost done.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Oh. So pretty. Love the. I was like, why are those letters in red? Love the letters that spell out love are in red.
So, and then, so gosh, I
Brilliant.
was so excited. So I'm gonna take this home and work on it tonight. And I think I started, and then my
Oh, look at that.
Beggar's Valentine. And I've got quite a bit done on this too. And I need to cut the fabric so I can use the fabric for something else. This is 36 Heartland. So I'm not too far away from being done on this one either.
That so
So-
cute, that tree with all of the. Would you do the thing on the bottom too?
Yeah, I will.
So that's a little.
That
The
will probably
February
take
and
me
that,
the longest. So anyway,
But you got the croton. That's a big piece.
that's a
too.
big piece, yeah.
It's got some little Quaker motifs. Very cute.
So anyway, just
I
a
love
few.
her things. I love her little beggar series.
So again, I'm just refinding a lot of my whips that have been in my, and I finally got this part organized. I have a shelf that I bought, just a black shelf, but I finally moved everything to where only whips are in there. And then I have another place where I have kitted projects, and then I have some folders that I'm holding too. But at least I know everything in this shelf is whips, so I can just grab something. And then I also made my whip go, and I have my folders marked 1, 2, 3 up through 25. So then whatever they call for, then I can just go and pull it. So
That's what I have.
Some
too.
ideas.
I have the same thing, except then I had so many on my kitted shelf that I have bought a few seasonal boxes from Joann's, and so I have Christmas in one, fall, some extra fall kits in another, and then I have something else in a third one, maybe some kind of samplers or smalls that I don't think I would get to in the near future. And then upstairs in our office, I have 2 bags of patterns that might have some linen with them, but things that I would are on my radar to kit, although I'm kind of waiting to finish some things before and use those flosses before I start kitting up anything else. This was a plan. I was going to start this month. Rose Quaker by Stickadine von der Weenberg, and you can see this is a PDF, and so it mentions it's printed out for me. Our friend Renee is going to be doing this one for her birthday. Sal, or starting this for her birthday, and Joe Florence has finished this, and it is so beautiful. But now that I started the Mrs. Flossie's sampler in memory of Jean Lee, I'm going to finish that first. But I was going to do that on 40 count Marbled Bunny by XJU Designs. And then I have pulled the DMC for it because that's what Joe Florence did, and it was just beautiful.
Look at all those pretty pinks.
Pinks and
Roses
the little bit of the beige.
And brown. Oh, brown. Just beautiful.
It is. It's very muted and very pretty. So that is on my radar to start.
Looking.
Yes. I don't know where I would put it, but it was just so pretty just to see her.
It's pretty. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I bought a bag. I got this from Como Stitches. It was a special Chiefs fabric that she had out, and I was fortunate to be able to get one. So #1 fan, go team. We all know the big hands and big fingers. Da, 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 da. Anyway, so I got one of those. It just has the little yellow. Anyway, so that was one. And then...
another one. Yeah, I know you love those.
This one I got to hold my Winter is Past. That's my birthday sampler. And thank you. Someone had noticed I'd already skipped a flower. I didn't get a chance to work on this. I'll work on it more this week. But this is my Winter is Past. The winter is past. We're hoping. However, like Roberta says, I think we're going to get another snow coming up here soon. I don't know if it will be like the last one, but I'm going to be ready because I'm going to show you. So I did, as I was stitching along, I missed a leaf on one of my little tulips. So thank you. I'll go back and make sure I finish that one. So this is going to be fun. I'm really anxious. I'm doing this on 36 count Oaken. Okay, but yes, I love these pieced tulip. So I think it's going to be so pretty. And then the back is all the checks. So those are my new bags plus Christy's bag. So, and you got some more to...
I have a bag too.
Okay. We can take turns.
Okay. I signed up for to keep with the bag theme.
Ooh.
Evertote's quarterly bag, and I haven't had one of these before, but I liked it. I thought it was a nice size for traveling because
it is.
You know, it's a little thicker, and so sometimes when you get to putting a lot in some of these thinner bags, and they get kind of bulgy and things, and this way. I can put this, I can put my scissors, I don't usually like, if I'm traveling to see family or do a cruise or something, I don't usually want to travel with my nice, hand and lock box. I take that to retreats, but for just going to family or whatever, I like to have a nice big bag like this.
It's got the gusset at the bottom, so you put a lot in there.
And it comes with other bags. It comes with this one, which is like perfect for holding usually your pattern.
Oh, those hedgehogs are so cute.
I don't know what fabric line this is, but isn't that adorable? And it's kind of
I've seen a needle minder that's a lot like these little hedgehogs.
Oh, kind of like a blue-green, which is my favorite color. And then this one has little snails and mushrooms. This is a great size for holding your thread. They're very nicely made. Very nice and soft, and the
a little thread
big
bed,
cord, and then a thread bed.
Oh, those are so cute!
I know.
What a great idea! Perfect sizing.
So this is a quarterly club. I don't know if they still have openings or not, but I was kind of forgot about this and got noticed that something was on the way. It was like,
yay!
Yes,
make my day happier, please.
Yes. And I don't know, what do you put on this? You could put like your scissors on it maybe to keep them handy. Like if you pull it out and you're stitching on something and then your scissors are right here.
If I have something like that, I put my floss on it for the time being because I found out that I'm losing. I need to keep better track of my floss. So, I had a
Kitapalooza?
A Kitapalooza. So I took out something that I know I want to work on, and I made sure that I kitted them. So I just want to show you, I did not buy the patterns, but I did buy the, some of these I already have the fabric, I just haven't put it in there, but most of them was floss. So one of my, on my WIPGO, I have an animal cracker, so I have almost all of them, I don't have all of them, but, so I'm going to work on Miss Hazel. She's going to be my first, well, I did bobbin, and it turned out so cute, and I'm so happy with it, and I'm not near as afraid of them as I used to be. So I have her kitted. I had the fabric at home. So she is my first animal cracker.
And our stitch group are they doing animal crackers?
Yes.
That's one of our stitch
That's one of our stitch alongs. And actually, I bought this one, and it was a kit. I was able to get it as a kit.
Nice.
So this is Harrison. And he came with everything.
He's so cute with that little pouch.
Oh, gosh.
He's perfect for summer.
So I brought out, I did kind of go through my spring box of all my bunnies. I can't wait to share with you all the bunnies that I didn't get to, that I just went crazy last year. So these are my
There's a lot of cute bunnies.
Two choices to work on animal crackers through my WIPGO. And then I went through.
She has such a sweet face. I just love her. I have her too. I just think she has the sweetest little face. She does.
I bought a Brenda Gervais again. I don't know what years these came out, because I'm rather new in the stitching world, so some of these might be older ones. But I bought a Howl Day Inn. So I just love her witches. And then I got
kitted up with the overdye.
I kitted up with the overdyes and fabric. So she's one.
Beautiful.
This one
has a little owl in it too.
This one, actually I got 18 count. I think it's because of the grass. There's just a lot of grass in there. And I did not get the threads for this yet. But I did get the material. So I think that'll work. So I got that. Kind of went to, Barbara Hauser and I were talking about Indigo Lane. This is something that I've been wanting to start for years. I never have. I bought the floss. I bought the fabric, the called for fabric, but I have not bought the floss yet. But I love the blues.
Pretty. Mm-hmm.
So did that one. Plum Street, Hare's Hunt. Another one that I just cannot. I bought this last year and didn't get around to it, so kitted it all up. So it's ready to go.
Yeah, this has a little bit of Quakerish on that too, on that brown house. I'm still looking. I have this too. I don't have it kitted up, but Indigo Lane, that is really pretty. Well, and it has a little pin cushion here, kind of a.
They did have the fabric at Quilter Station.
Oh, it is it's like a drum. It looks like it would be a octagonal, but it's round. It's just that's all round.
But the design is octagonal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then one more I got was Buzz Off. Whoops.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Buzz Off.
Oh, she's so funny.
Isn't she
Paulette
cute?
is funny.
So, and I got this all kitted up and floss.
And we have, I don't know about where you live, we do have a lot of buzzards here. I see them a lot in the
We have a lot.
Summer.
I mean, we have a school just a block away, and they like to hang out at the school trash can.
Oh.
And my last one, because if it snows, I'm going to be ready.
Yes, you are.
The summer salt boxes, again, it's going to kind of move ahead to summer, because I thought if I started them now, maybe I'd have them done by the summer. And I know they're not too big. And then I got the floss and the fabric for that too.
Very cute.
So those were my big, and just one more I'll show, and then Hello Spring from Teresa Kogut. There's so many beautiful designs and art, but my favorite one,
Oh, yeah.
well, that's one of my favorites. This is the one I'm probably going to start first. You know how much I love strawberries. And then my second one is Cherry Jubilee.
I love that bird.
Yeah, I do too.
He's very folk-arty looking.
So those are my
That's a pretty book.
kind of plans, and I've made arrangements on my WIPGO to where
You can start things.
I my number's called. I've got all kinds of, and then a lot of things in between that I can switch on to. So that's, I think.
So when you say you made arrangements on WIPGO to start things, or
Well, if they call my number, I can do a Patriotic. I can do a summer. I can do an animal cracker. I can do a spring. I can do a Christmas.
Okay.
So it's not just the ones that I chose to put on my WIPGO. I kind of chose a season to where that kind of leaves me open to. I did a Halloween. So I know they'll only be called once, but I could work on them a goodly amount of time, and then I can always fill in a little bit throughout the year to try to get them finished. But so we'll try it that way, and we'll see if we need to adjust it, for next year. But I think it's going to be fun. At least I'll know that I'll work on something. Okay. All right, that's it for me.
I have two more things to mention. I forgot to mention that when I was at the attic,
yes,
I picked up the exclusive Jessie Challenor. I just, when you see it in person there, I just couldn't resist. I did not get the kits. I am not torn at all. I love the muted colors. I love I guess they call this the front colors. And so
I think.
I was very tempted to pick up the silk for that, but I thought, no, I'm getting to have a bit of a collection of silk, and I need to just finish some of the things I have and see if I have. But that is the birds and that urn and the colors. I love this. The
bright colors are pretty. The bright colors are pretty too.
Yeah, they're both. I know some people said they're going to do,
the silk
both,
should be pretty on that.
Yeah, and then as part of Teresa
thank you for.
Patreon.
That I bought that too.
This was one of the Patreon pieces. I love this one. Of course, the kind of fractal looking.
This one was for the little boy Lincoln, wasn't it? House. Oh no. No,
these were Patreon.
Those are Patreons.
These are her
Right.
So those are two things that I printed out from Teresa's Patreon for this month. So we have our giveaway and.
Let's see. We're going to talk. I think that's it.
Okay.
We're ready for celebration.
Yay! So like I said, we're just very humbled to have 10,000 subscribers.
We didn't get anybody to claim this, did we?
No, we're still looking for that name.
But we'll show this again. I didn't write her name down.
I don't have those notes for that one.
Anyway, my Snowy Owl Globe has not been. Please check with our last video. We'll have the name on it.
Which was about 10 days ago.
I'm sorry.
It depends on when I get this one uploaded.
So check your emails to see or check the video to see if you won this pattern.
Yep.
And I actually have 2 of them because I forgot that I ordered it. And I had some floss left over after I finished mine. So we can pick 2 people. The one that we called, and then another one. If they say they want a Snowy Globe Owl, we'll send you another one. It won't be the full kit. It will just be the pattern and some leftover floss. Okay. All right.
Okay. I was going to mention we have 10 giveaways. We're just using numbers for this one. So I will show you what items are in numbers 1 through 5. Linny will show you 6 through 10. And if you are interested, please like the video. Please be a subscriber. Please be over 18 because we have to get your mailing address. Please don't use, I know you know the spiel. Please don't use the words giveaway, win, something like that. All you need to do is put in the number of the item or items you're interested in, and that's how we will pick the winners in our next video.
Be a lot easier to, so
we
we don't make any mistakes or duplicates
So, number 1, I have 2 autumn pieces. I have Lizzie Kate Autumn Alphabet with button and it includes the button and charm and Be in My Bonnet stitch cards. That's number 1. Number 2 is Teresa Kogut Needle and Flax pattern, and it includes the floss. These, I think most of these are from kind viewers who have sent us things over the past year to give away. Number 3, Little Robin Flying High Bunny pattern and Lou Who Stitches Flora's Basket. Number 3. Number 4, Teresa Kogut Pumpkins and Bats pattern and Luminous Fiber Arts Enchanted Quaker. It's number 4. Number 5 is a booklet from Shelley Antique Needleworker, and this is Law of Kindness.
Okay. Number 6, I did Happy Easter, and then I added 3 fabrics in kind of a yellow, neutral, I guess it's, yeah, neutral, and a little baby blue, so kind of an Easter packet. So that's number 6. Number 7 is Stitching with the Housewives, How Does Your Garden Grow? And then I added some, I forgot what 25 count Lugana and an 18 count Ada. So that's number 7. Number 8 is La Di Da Quaker. And I added some fabric, 25 Lugana, 225 Lugana in color pearl. So that's number 8. Number 9, I did the Bent Creek, the flag. And it has floss added. And also 28 count ice blue Lugana. 20, did I say 25 count?
28, you said.
Oh, 28. I meant 25. No, it's 28.
Okay.
Okay. And number 10, Heart and Hand Summer Medley. And I added a 25 count Vintage Country Mocha. And that's number 10. Thank you, you guys. Thank you for being a part of our growth and journey and shenanigans.
We appreciate you spending time with us. We are happy to answer any questions. If it's something that's asked by several people, we're happy to answer it on our Flosstube or respond individually. So we love that so many people are coming back to cross-stitch, discovering it, and I'm not an expert by any means. Linny probably is, but so we like to share what we learned.
Yeah. Since joining us, besides making great friends and super friend, we have met so many wonderful people and people that have come up to us, and it just touches our heart that we like to make a little dent in the world. Just be kind and
share our love.
Share our love for this, and hopefully leave you with a smile.
Oh, and I just want to mention one Flosstuber who is new to me. She's got 2 videos out now, Stitching Jewels. Is it? No, I'm sorry. Oh, we're really appreciative.
I'll say I watched a lot of Sloan Stitches, Red Velvet Quilts, Happiest Stitches on Earth. We love you guys. Lilina, Asbury Echoes, our favorites, of course. Lori Textiles. Lori, I am so into your Flosstube. Thank you so much for sharing. She's starting a lot of quilts this year. You're tempting me. I said I wasn't going to quilt anymore, but you're tempting me.
And I have to scroll who I watched here because I don't have my
And I know I've watched more, and I
can't get downstairs and get it.
No. You need to get yourself a little nest to keep
I
from
know.
walking up and down the steps. So,
All right.
well, I guess it's time for our nighty night story. Okay, they're building a new grocery store by us, and with this new concept of a virtual sense in sight to help you shop better. All right. A while ago, a new supermarket opened in Overland Park, Kansas. It has an automatic water mister to keep your produce fresh. Just before it goes on, you hear the sound of distant thunder and the smell of fresh rain. When you pass the milk cases, you hear cows mooing and you experience the fresh scent of mowing grass. Hey. In the meat department, there's an aroma of charcoal grilled with steaks and onions. When you approach the egg case, even though they're very expensive right now, you hear hens cluck and cackle, and the air is filled with the pleasing aroma of bacon and eggs frying. The bread department features the tantalizing smell of freshly baked bread and cookies.
That's my favorite.
The one place that I don't shop at is the toilet paper department. The end. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that sounds like I could see it, just the sensory
well, you
delight
can't
of-
kind of, actually, I read that and someone's going to think, that's not a bad idea.
I know.
But yeah, that bread, when that bread's cooking in the bakery department, I do go to the pastry department.
Bread and coffee. Oh, I love that.
But not toilet paper.
Good point.
All right, you guys. Go Chiefs! We are
Yes.
so excited for this game. It's going to be a great game. I mean, this is really the most challenging game I think we've had. You Eagle fans, best of luck to you too. I mean that with a smile. It's just going to be a good, and no matter who wins, it's just going to be great. But hopefully it's us.
And no matter who wins, the sun will come up tomorrow.
That's right.
So.
And needles will still go, and we'll still have to frog, and
no matter what,
life goes on.
Hope you're staying in. If it's cold and snowy where you are, hope you are getting in lots of good cozy stitching time and staying warm. And
We got the one dessert to serve for Super Bowl Sunday is Sundays. And what was another one? Campbell Soup Company is one of the sponsors for the Super Bowl, and they are doing Super Bowl. All right, guys, we love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's my happy Valentine's Day and happy Galentine's Day to all you gals too. So we love you. Take care.
Bye.